Welcome to the Full Tracy Money Audio Commentary. This is Owen Tracy recording. It's 3:14 p.m. That is Central Time. Today is April 23rd. Well, we've had quite a lot of movement in the markets again today. Just about every stock market was in positive territory today. That was directly in response to what the Trump administration had to say yesterday, trying to ease the stress in the markets. And that was obviously quite successful. So it was all looking very rosy. And then we had a significant rebound in treasuries, but that was completely pegged back by the end of the day. And the 10-year yield, having been lower by more than 12 basis points at one point, actually finished pretty much unchanged. And then in the emerging markets, we're starting to see a bit more positive action. So the Nifty index, which is what we're looking at right now, was popping up again in here today. So now it has broken the downward bias that's been in place since September. And this suggests that a low of at least near-term, potentially medium-term significance has been found. We've also seen a stronger performance from several other emerging markets. Then within the commodity markets, I think it's important to emphasize that gold prices are consolidating. They were down almost $100 in here today. So we haven't had a lot of evidence over the last several weeks, or indeed months, of gold pausing in the region of big round numbers, but that has certainly been the case for the dollar price and the euro price over the last 48 hours, with the dollar price pausing around 3,500 and the euro price around 3,000. What I found especially interesting today is that on a day where gold was down in a pretty dynamic manner, silver was up in a pretty dynamic manner. And that is quite a change of circumstances from what we have been accustomed to over the last several months, because the defining characteristic of the silver trade over the last year has been that it did not participate on the occasions that gold went up, but it did participate on the days that gold went down. Whereas we saw exactly the opposite in here today, and it does suggest that we are now starting to see a bit more convincing evidence that investors are becoming a bit more serious about investing in silver. And that is potentially quite bullish for the respective miners, which have been underperforming for really quite a prolonged period of time. Then when we go back and think about the energy sector, oil prices were down $1 in here today and experiencing resistance at the lower side of the overhead trading range. So certainly there's plenty to think about in here today. I think though that what's happening in India and the prospect that a trade